Assalamu alaikum, this is SaqibSaab, and these are my Ramadan Chronicles for 2011, day 25. For day 25, we're going to be talking about burning proof. Now, this is proof that I had onto myself as to what I'm capable of as a Muslim. And Ramadan always does that. I heard a really cool analogy from Sheikh Yasir Qadi like maybe 4 years ago in a talk he gave on Ramadan. You can search on MuslimMatters.org. I forgot what it's called, but just search like Yasir Qadi Ramadan talk or something like that. But anyway, he gave a lecture that was recorded, and he mentioned something about Ramadan that was really cool. He said that Ramadan is like a ladder of taqwa. That you have the ladder and you climb up the ladder every year of Ramadan, and then throughout the rest of the year you kind of fall down, but every other Ramadan that comes you start to climb higher, and then you fall down a bit. You climb higher and you fall down a bit. You climb higher and you fall down a bit until years that pass by, your position is getting higher and higher on that ladder, right? But the point that he mentioned was that every single rest of the year, you're always falling back down because the mode of Ramadan is gone. You're not fasting every day. Shaitan's back, all that stuff. But every single year, there's a proof. And I had this reflection. It's kind of moving away from what he said. I had a reflection onto myself that I proved to myself that I can climb that ladder a little bit higher. How so? Let me just break down my activities. So for suhoor, when I wake up, I'm awake for a good half an hour minimum, right? I got to eat my food, then finally pray Fajr and go to sleep. And then for me, it takes a little bit while for me to sleep after Fajr especially, so it might take 45 minutes, might even take an hour. I proved to myself that I can give up an hour of sleep in the middle of the night or towards the end of the middle of the night. That means maybe I can wake up for tahajjud maybe every single day. And if that doesn't happen, maybe like once a week or once a month, whatever it is. If I can do that for 30 days, I can do that for the rest of the year. In addition to that, I'm up for Fajr prayer. If I can wake up for suhoor and Fajr throughout Ramadan, then I can wake up for Fajr outside of the month as well, right? Sometimes like Fajr gets hard and it's easy during Ramadan, but then like 6 months later or 4 months later or 8 months later, it's like Fajr's being missed and barely catching it the last second, so on and so forth. It's like, man, 30 days you were up for suhoor and Fajr, and I'm talking to myself, why is Fajr so difficult outside Ramadan? Now I got proof that it's not. Moving forward, throughout the rest of the day, I'm fasting. It's long hours, it's summertime, it's difficult. I now have proof to myself that if I can do this for 30 days straight, maybe I can fast Mondays and Thursdays, as the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ is. Or the 3 days in the middle of the month that a lot of people don't know about, but the middle of an Islamic month, there's 3 days. If you fast them, there's a lot of reward there as well. I used to make excuses, like if it's Friday, oh, I didn't fast Monday and Thursday, I'll do this Monday. Then Monday passes, like, oh, I'll just do Thursday, and then I'll do next Monday after that. And it just kept passing. The 3 days in the middle of the month, I think, oh, it's 3 days in the middle, this Saturday is like a barbecue. I don't want to like fast. I'll do just Monday and Thursday. Or I'll do next month's 3 days. If I can give up those barbecues and stuff for 30 days in Ramadan, I can do those 3 days as well. So there's a proof there for me for fasting outside of Ramadan. Like my older brother, he's very regular in doing Mondays and Thursdays. Once he asked me, like, don't you do Mondays and Thursdays once in a while? And I felt kind of embarrassed. I was like, no, I don't. So now I have motivation to inshallah do that from my own performance in Ramadan. So moving forward, there's iftar time. Then after that, there's Isha prayer and Taraweeh in the masjid. Now, for me to go for Isha and Taraweeh, when I had it here at the local masalla, it took an hour and a half. I'd pray 8, I'd come home. That's an hour and a half of my evening time invested, or rather given up, to go pray Isha and Taraweeh. Now, for me to go pray Isha prayer after Ramadan, because the small masalla will be done. They're done with the khatam, the rental is over. For me to go pray in the big masjid that's like 15 minutes away, it'll probably take me a good 45 minutes. And, a lot of us who live further away from the masjid, we're not like the next neighborhood over or something. We'll just pray at home because the masjid's so far and it takes so long. But if I'm doing an hour and a half for Taraweeh in my local masalla that's during Ramadan only, who's to say I can't do 45 minutes of my evening time to pray Isha at the masjid that's further away? So now I've proven to myself that as well. What else? During Taraweeh, there's a lot of Quran. The Hafiz is reciting Quran, the Imam's leading, right? And then I'll like think about an ayah and I'll go read it, and I'll try to read more Quran throughout the rest of the month, throughout my daily schedule. Who's to say that outside of Ramadan, I can't read Quran as well? Right? And on top of that, there's so much charity this month, right? There's all these fundraising organizations coming, asking for money, all these emails in your inbox, donate, donate, donate. So you end up donating more. If I can donate this month, I can donate during the rest of the year as well. So these are some like reflections I had on myself that, look, dude, you're doing so much in Ramadan. And yeah, I'm gonna fall back down from wherever I climbed in the rest of the year, but I don't have to fall way down, like maybe to the point where I'm back where I started this beginning of Ramadan, or God forbid, even like lower than that. I can like fall less and continue climbing higher and higher, inshallah. But if ever I feel like I can't do it, I just got to think back to Ramadan. I have proof that I can do it. It is up to me to put in the work, put in the effort, and make sure I have the himma. And I know Shaitan's going to be back. He's going to, fight against me as much as he can, on top of the fact that my own soul's fighting against myself. But hey, I got that proof. I did this month. I fasted. Inshallah, increased my taqwa. I prayed more. I read more Quran, so on and so forth. Inshallah, I can do that for the rest of the year. So let me know what your thoughts are on this. And inshallah, I'll talk to you guys later. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.